Well, after 4 different vendors in 3.5 months, it finally showed up. The rear diffuser for the C5Z. Let's roll the intro, get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm pretty excited. I've been trying to source a freaking diffuser for the C5 forever. I tried to place, late August, September, to get an eboac saying that they don't actually have them in stock, to be made. It's a long wait. So I scrapped that one. Another vendor, same thing, about a month ago. This is from, I'll put it right here. I don't remember the name of it, like Body Kits or something. I got one, really good deal. Same thing. The shipping time and fabrication time is way out. So I said, what do you have? What can you get me kind of soon? So 3 weeks ago, I guess they're made to order. I have no idea. At this point, I don't even remember what I ordered. I don't remember if it's polyurethane or plastic or fiberglass. I know it's not carbon, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we'll find out here in a second. I want to say this was $450. It'll be right here. I don't even remember. Yeah, so what we'll do is open box like always. Well, we'll do the install together. It shouldn't be too hard, but there could be a lot of fabrication. I might have to sand it. I might have to paint it. I'm not really sure yet, so we'll find out together. So yeah, open box, install, and my thoughts, if it's worth your time, like always. So let's go over to the bench. And I think it's very light. It's a very light box. So yeah, let's open it up somewhere, and then we'll get a plan for installing it. I don't know if there's hardware. I don't know if there's 3M tape. I have no idea. So we're kind of going into this blind together. So, all right, let's get into it. All right. And I have no idea how this is gonna look. No clue. It's really on there. Staples. Let me turn the camera off, it's cleaned up, and we'll look at this up close. All right, we'll start on the inside first. And yes, this is a fiberglass composite, so it's pretty lightweight for what it is, and pretty strong. So, I'm trying to think orientation here. Obviously, the exhaust is gonna go this way, heading out. Probably some tap screws right here, probably along the edges too. 3M tape up here with some other, it's gonna be hard though, because I can't really self-tap behind it. But yeah, I'll get creative on how to mount this guy. So I'll turn it over now, and I'll show you the prep work involved before this thing can go in the car. All right, so here we are. This is the outside, if you will. Not perfect, but I can work with this for sure. So what I'm probably gonna do the next couple of nights is, before this goes in the car, it's a little rough. See, I'm gonna sand this down, Bondo, sand, Bondo, sand, and then we'll do a black exterior paint with probably a satin finish. That's what I'm thinking. So this will be not a terribly hard project, but it's kind of time consuming, but not a big deal. I think these are kind of molded and made to order, I think. So if you want to go this route, just be ready to wait about a month minimum. So cool. Yeah, tomorrow we will start sanding and doing some Bondo. See you guys then. All right, here we are next day. Hopefully I can get all this prep tonight, paint tomorrow, and then put on the car hopefully by Saturday. I try to dry fit it, but I can't because the exhaust is in the way. So what I'm gonna do is get it ready for paint, and then we'll fit it. We'll take the exhaust off, and then we'll obviously paint it, and then we'll put it in the car, and then get the exhaust squared away. To do this isn't in terrible shape. So I'm gonna start with a 180, and then go to 600, and then with my primer, and I'll do probably 1,000 sandpaper on top of that. And then I'm not sure on the paint yet, but it'll probably be a satin finish to match the spoiler and the front lip. That's what I'm thinking. So, and then obviously I got some body filler, because there is some weird little things on this. It's interesting, very interesting texture. We gotta fill in and make it look prettier. So yeah, so right now we're gonna sand, fill, sand, fill, sand, throw some primer on this guy, and then yeah, we'll be ready for paint tomorrow. So just know, if you go this route, when you get this, it is not ready to go in the car, and I knew that before I ordered it, so just be cognizant of that. So we'll throw you up on the little tripod. We'll do a little montage of me filming it and bondoing it, nothing too crazy. Hopefully by Saturday morning, get this guy in the car, but for you it'll be like 2 seconds. All right, quick little over sanding, about 10 minutes, not too bad. Honestly, it's not too bad. I thought it was gonna be in worse shape. You can see where it kind of goes deeper with the white, obviously. As far as filling with Bondo, not too much. Like that kind of stuff right there, right there. That's what we're worried about. So maybe 2 passes with the Bondo and we'll be straight. Also have to remember that most of this you'll never see. From here back, you'll never see. You're only gonna see pretty much this part right here, all the way across. All this in here, I can't get too crazy, but we will get it sorted. So, but yeah, right there, I'll fix that too, might as well, you know. So, all right, let's throw some Bondo in this guy, let it sit and do some more sand. All right, so honestly, I didn't have to go too crazy with the Bondo. Very superficial little nicks. I started kind of doing everything right here, but it was so smooth, it wasn't really touching anything up. All the spots though, that I did see little cavities, I filled in, of course. A couple down here too, but not too bad a shape, really. So we'll let this cure for half an hour. We'll sand it. We'll sand it again with the 600 twice. And then we will do the, or with the 180, I'm sorry, and then we'll do the 600, and that'll get us ready for primer. We'll prime it, a couple coats of that guy. We'll do 1,000 grit sand on that. That'll show us any imperfections, and then we will be ready for paint. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm a little nervous about the fitment on the car. That's gonna be the real challenge, I feel like. So fastening it should be pretty easy. I got a lot of ideas. It's just the fitment I'm a little nervous about, but we'll find out tomorrow. So, all right, let's wait. I'll get this sanded up, and then I'll see you guys again when I'm ready for primer, because I'm just sanding, nothing too exciting. So, all right, I'll see you guys at primer time. All right, here's how we're looking and ready for primer. Honestly, this thing's not too bad at all. One step I didn't film, I'm sorry guys. I just used some paint thinner on a rag to get all the debris and dust off it. A couple goes with that, so now it's ready for some primer. But recap real quick. It looks really ugly with all the Bondo and some of the fiberglass pushing through, but it's nice and smooth, and we're ready for primer and paint. But so recap real quick. I did 180 twice all over, in between cleaning it off really well, and then I used some Bondo that is for fiberglass, any big cavities and stuff. Not too many obvious, honestly. A couple over there, but not too bad for a molded piece of fiberglass sent right to me. So yeah, so two go-overs with the 180. I only had to do one go-over with the Bondo, and then obviously sanded that down. Gave it one more really thorough sand with the 180, and then I took my time with a 600 grit to get nice and smooth. Pretty much where I close my eyes and feel it, I can't feel any imperfections. It just feels nice and smooth. So I put the paint thinner on there to get it all ready for paint. As soon as this dries, it's still drying a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and apply probably 3 coats of primer, and then tomorrow we will hit it with our final color. All right, so 2 things. One is, what I bought today, what I thought was primer, it wasn't. It was actually black paint. And I had just like half a can of this left. So I have to wait till tomorrow to finish the primer. Not a big deal. I got 8 coats on to see some imperfections. I gotta fix that little guy right there. A couple little guys right there. That's just reflection, but it looks all boogered up. A little bit right there, but honestly, not too bad. Once I get those fixed, probably 2 more coats of primer. We'll do a really good sand of the primer, and then we will be ready for paint. So I will see you guys tomorrow night to finish this primer portion. But again, it'll be 2 seconds for you. So see you guys tomorrow. All right, next day, just like that. So I went ahead and got just 2 of these cans of the flat paint plus primer. So that way I got a base coat of that. I already fixed all my little boogers already, so it's nice and ready to go for some more primer and paint. So we'll do probably 3 coats of this guy, and then follow it up with a satin clear, which is supposed to never peel. So we'll see if that's accurate. So set you back up here on my tripod. We'll get a few coats of this black on there, let it dry, do our clear, a couple coats of this, and we will be mounting this guy tomorrow. All right, so this first coat, I didn't think about how cold it was. It's about 45 degrees, so I did what I thought was a light coat, which was a light coat. When it's cold, you're gonna get a lot of running. I didn't think about that, I'm a dum-dum. So I got some running right here and some whole bunch over there. So don't be like me. If it's cold outside, take your time, do very, very light coats. So I'm gonna let this dry, use my heat gun to help it dry, sand all those spots down again, and then we'll do coat 2. So I'll see you guys after coat number 2. All right, got those little drip boogers fixed for the most parts. Put one more coat on. I'm gonna let this dry for about 30 minutes. We'll do another coat of the flat black. It is flat. It looks like it's not, but it is. I just put it on. We'll do one more coats, and then we'll do the clear. 2 coats of the clear. Yeah, and it's so damp tonight, it's not gonna dry in time, so we will be doing the install tomorrow. But again, for you, it'll be 2 seconds. So, all right, let me just wait, let this dry, and get this wrapped up tonight. All right, so we're looking pretty good. We got 3 coats of the black primer / paint. There's a couple little boogers kind of inside here, but you're never gonna see it. And I'm kind of getting caught up in the weeds here, so that's okay. It looks pretty damn good, especially from 2 feet away. And I'm being critical, but yeah, let's go ahead and throw a couple coats of this satin clear on it, just so it can get protection. And then I'll make you watch 1 coat, and then yeah, tomorrow we will put this thing on the car. All right, guys, next day. This thing's all squared away as far as paint and prep. I did do a dry fit, and to do that, it's pretty simple. Now, it depends on your exhaust. Every exhaust is gonna be different, obviously. The Billy Boat PRT is super simple, as it's got 2 little bolts right there, and that lets these tips kind of drop down, and it slides right in. No big deal. So, it just depends on the type of exhaust you have as far as how the fitment's gonna go. So, once it's in place, I'll put these back up, tighten it back up, easy day. This is the version 2. I was reading, there's 2 versions of this. This is the mold of version 2. Version 1 is terrible to get mounted. The second version, like this, much easier. This kind of clips in underneath your bumper, and then you just have some 3M tape and some self-tapping screws right there, and you're done. That's it. So I got some 3M tape, but it wasn't sticking too well to the bare part of this fiberglass. So I had to kind of sand it and use some mineral spirits on it and some rubbing alcohol. And then I used a little bit of super glue underneath to really let it adhere. Letting this dry for a few minutes. When I did dry fit though, the back of the exhaust just a little bit was touching, and I want them to be able to come up as far as possible. So I knocked this out. You might not need to depending on your situation, but super simple to do. Makes a huge mess, but not a big deal. So next thing we're gonna do is, yeah, take that, slide it in how we want it. Once it's good to go where we want it, we'll take the tape off, adhere it, put the exhaust back up, and do 2 self-tapping screws on both the left and right side. All right, here it is, just sitting in here. I simply just pushed it in, push the exhaust up, and it'll hold it in place. So the fitment's pretty good. A little bit of a gap, but hopefully with the tape, it'll fix that. See there. So all I'm gonna do now is just kind of pull this back out, take the tape off, put it back in, press it, and hold it. I did mess this up right there, putting it in. Paint's still a little wet, but it's okay. I can fix this the next couple of days off camera. No big deal. Bound to happen, you know. All right, let me get this adhered and exhaust tightened, and we're pretty much done. All right, it was on. That was really easy. The middle here looks really good. The edges here, a little bit of a gap. I don't like that. No matter what I do, I can't quite get it to line up here. It's on there good, don't get me wrong, between there and the rest of this, it's on there really good. I might have to do some sort of like black filler. But yeah, I gotta rectify these corners somehow. There's about almost a little more than an 1/8 inch gap right there on both sides. Not a huge deal, I can fix it. You only notice it when you're right up on top of the car. And I gotta redo this top lip too, I got some drips too, if you can see them. This part I really couldn't see when I was doing it, kind of blindly did it, so I gotta redo this top lip anyways. And when I do that, I might use some sort of, maybe even like a black caulk, I don't know, but tape it off really well. We'll see, but not too bad. Last thing I gotta do is get some self-tapping screws on both sides, and this project's done, minus things I gotta do on my end. So let's get off jacks, I'll take it outside, get some better shots of it. All right, there we go, finished product. Well, almost, a couple of things I gotta fix, but not too bad. Exhaust tips look pretty straight. It really transforms the look of the car, especially the back. Looks a lot more track focused. Yeah, that's cool, I like that. Complements the front now. Yeah, not too mad about that at all. So about 400 bucks and a day of work to get it all prepped and done. Take your time, unlike me, I'm kind of rushed doing this. I got stuff going on, so I have to go back and fix stuff. But not too bad of a job. Fits pretty good. I was a little worried about that. I thought I'd be fighting with that a lot more than I was. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And these ended up fitting really good. So cool, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Any questions, guys? Feel free to let me know. My next video, that little gap will be fixed, and all the little boogers I made will be fixed. So, always something, no big deal though. All right guys, take care. See you guys in a few days. Mark out.